Many former inmates wish to have another chance at life, to get an education and find a job. It takes a lot of hard work and determination for released prisoners to stay out of jail. Dahl and Mike Massey are examples of people who found success after prison, like Booth. When Dahl was a teenager, he started hanging out with the wrong people and began using drugs. Instead of focusing on school, he dropped out because his addictions were stronger than his will to stay on a good path. Since he needed money, Dahl turned to petty crime. Dahl spent nearly 2 decades in and out of jail for various offenses, including burglary. In between his sentences, he tried to change his life by working at his family bakery. However, he always fell back into a life of crime. Dahl was disappointed with how his life turned out. He became determined to stay out of prison upon his release in 2000. He rejoined his brother at the family bakery, deciding he would stick with the job and make a better life for himself. Dahl found a passion for baking bread and developed a cornmeal-encrusted loaf that he sold at a local farmer's market. It made him realize that he had the opportunity to break the cycle he had been in for 15 years. Dahl wasn't going to let the opportunity slip away. Dahl decided to name his bread business Dave's Killer Bread. As the company expanded past farmers markets, he didn't hide his past. Dahl was open about his story of incarceration and rehabilitation. When the company launched, he included his story on the packaging. Dave fought with his marketing team to include the story because he wanted it to inspire others who might be struggling. His team feared it would turn off customers, but many people embraced the bread and Dahl's story. The business quickly gained more attention. Customers not only enjoyed Dahl's bread, but they also liked the story behind it. Dave's Killer Bread quickly grew from 25 to 300 employees, and Dahl made sure to use his business to give back. He knew how hard it was to get a job after prison, so he wanted to help others. Dahl made sure his company employed former felons because he knew the struggles of life after prison. He wanted to help people because he wished someone would have given him that chance after his release. The website for Dave's Killer Bread states, "We have witnessed firsthand that someone's past does not define their future, and that sometimes giving someone a chance is all they need to become a good seed." A third of Dahl's staff were ex-cons, and they kept that tradition alive. Even when Dahl sold more than half his company in 2012, he ensured the company still employed former inmates. Dahl didn't want to give up his chance to help other people like him. He stepped down from his role in the business, but he didn't stop his mission. In 2015, Dahl sold Dave's Killer Bread for $275 million. He wanted to continue helping documented convicts, so he invested his money in Nucleos, a startup dedicated to providing resources and rehabilitation to those incarcerated by the American criminal justice system. The company provides credential education and training programs to inmates to have a better future when released. Dahl hopes it will help reform the system. He wants inmates to have the same experience he did because a class made him realize he could build a future. Although Dahl sold the company in 2015, Dave's Killer Bread has stayed true to his story. In 2017, the company partnered with San Quentin State Prison to launch the Second Chance Project. The program aims to provide people with training and resources to turn their lives around. Dave's Killer Bread opened a prison-themed pop-up in Toronto to raise further awareness. Visitors could listen to inmates tell their stories on prison-style phones. The proceeds from the pop-up went to 2 local organizations that brought the arts to impoverished neighborhoods. Although it was hard for Booth and Dahl to turn their lives around, the system has started to change in recent years. More businesses are hiring former inmates to help them stay out of prison. The government has also slowly started to create programs to help felons re-enter society. When people go to jail, they are often stuck with that reputation long after release. It makes it hard to move on with their lives. but giving them the tools and opportunities to improve themselves can positively impact their futures.